Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. Well, it's been one of them weeks, hasn't it? It's been one of them weeks. I've not posted for a while on here. Been pretty busy, Christmas, New Year, and things like that. So it's been tough to get a minute to get my thoughts on. I've been on a few channels, popping up here and there. But yeah, I don't think I've posted since Leeds, I think, maybe Leeds. But anyway, we had a mad week starting with Chelsea away. Thursday night in the league, no trains. Whoever thought that bright idea obviously hasn't got a brain. Was always going to be a nightmare for City fans. I knew some City fans that were getting down into London days and days before. Coming off the back of the Everton result, 1-1 at home, hugely disappointing result. The panic stations was out. People were panicking again. Steve, we're going to bottle the league. Arsenal's going to win the league. We can't even beat Everton and all that. But to be honest, anyone that went to the game seen that we dominated that game. Everton caught us on the counter-attack. Damari Gray scored a great goal, and then they dug in and we couldn't break them down. So it wasn't the true story. I always say, if you're ever in them games where you're never going to win it, get something, and we got a point. But Chelsea away for us has been a really good marker the last few years. Last season, after the win at Stamford Bridge, 1-0 Jesus, we kicked on, and we kicked on good style. So going there Thursday night, just had this feeling about it that, maybe something could happen. Chelsea is struggling. Potter's come in there into a right shithole of a gaff. There seems to be a mismatch of players at Chelsea, superstars, fading stars, young stars, all just bundled into one mess. And that added with the ownership, Todd Bowley thinks he's playing FIFA career mode, just going out, grabbing whoever he wants. I actually feel for Potter. And I thought, I hope we're not the team that gets the backlash of Chelsea, because someone's going to cop for it, because, they're not a bad side, really. They're just all disjointed and they just lack a bit of identity to me. Anyway, got down there. Great to see all the Blues. Got to give up respect to the Man City fans. Selling it out Thursday night, no trains. We packed it out. Good voice going in the ground. City was everywhere. The pubs around the ground with City fans in them singing and that. And yeah, man, it was good. It was a good vibe. It was a really good vibe. The game itself, obviously, first half, Stamford Bridge, it was mad. It was mad. Bit like Pep was trolling us, playing the players we all wanted him to play. We were all having a moan about Grealish and Mahrez and Rico Lewis in the middle. He's playing well, but do we need him in there? We want Walker back. We want Cancelo back. We want Foden back. And it didn't work. Chelsea played well the first half. Was impressed with Zakaria. Thought he did really well in the midfield. Raheem Sterling bottled it. Obviously, he went off injured 2 minutes. Didn't fancy it for me. He had to walk around the City end as well and listen to all the Blues singing Raheem Sterling, you're 10th in the league. So I don't think he was happy with that. Never applauded the City fans, never did anything. So it is what it is now. That book has shut that one. But first half, I'll be honest, was one of the worst halves of performance I've ever seen in the last few years under Pep. We just looked disjointed. We were giving the ball away, sloppy. Rodri didn't really know where he was playing. Cancelo was popping up on that right-hand side. I don't think Haaland had a touch for 20-odd minutes. It just stunk. It stunk. And at half-time, you're thinking, it's going to be a long night, this. It's going to be a long night. And then Pep, to his credit, he changed it. He decided he was going to put on who he wanted to put on. Akanji came in. Mahrez and Grealish. Rico Lewis. Changed the game. Jack Grealish changed the game as well. You know what I mean? Getting a bit of stick, Jack, over the last few weeks. He's added a few assists at Leeds. Stumped the gaff out first half at Leeds. Second half, brilliant. Everton at home wasn't really his day. But against Chelsea, he just offered us something different. Went direct, got the ball, direct into the box, got his head up early, got the cross in. Great cross. One of them no man's land crosses where the keeper didn't really know what to do with it. Where does he slide out, try and grab it, spills it into someone's path? Then I think he thought it was actually going wide, so I think he left it. But there's Riyad at the back post, taps it in. Absolute scenes in the away end. Scenes. One of the best limbs I've been involved in for a while on the lower tier. Took my stepson with me. He loved it. I had to tell school he had the Chelsea flu. You know how it works, kids. But, it is what it is. Football's a must. Stamford Bridge Thursday night. 40 bit of experience for him. Once Riyad scored then. And then Chelsea huffed and puffed a little bit. They brought a couple of young lads on. They did look, dangerous towards the end. But we were calm, you know what I mean? We dug in. And it was a great win. Really good win. And that's when you start to think, you know what? Let's kick it on now. We've just beat Liverpool, yeah? We beat Leeds. Unfortunate against Everton. Now we've gone Chelsea and won there. So leaving Stamford Bridge Thursday night, I'm happy. 3 points in the bag. A lot of City fans singing. Heard a lot of stories about the coaches breaking down. City fans stuck on motorways. Hugh from the Big Six, he messaged me. He was at Gatwick. There was no trains. The taxis wanted 300-400 quid. So it was a bit of a madness, but everyone pulled together and we got you to the game in time. MCFC lads, big up MCFC lads. He broke down on the coach. He had a nightmare. And then I walked out of Stamford Bridge and I went to a hotel up the road with a friend of mine. I had a brew and that. I was getting the taxi back to my hotel late at night. There was still a City coach outside Stamford Bridge. About 80 lads sat there, broke down. This was probably 12:30 at night. So big up them Blues that broke down. Big up, keep the faith. Some people sat at home in your nice warm chair. You don't know the sacrifices these boys are making. They'll be up in the morning for work. Some will have sore heads and that. But I just want to say big up the Man City supporters. We got behind the team. Even after that first half, we didn't start getting on the case. We just trusted the process, trusted Pep. And we got the win. 1-0, Stamford Bridge kicks it off well. Then we got to do it again. Chelsea at home. FA Cup. Yeah? Full house. 7,000 Chelsea fans there looking for revenge. Got to the ground early doors. Had to collect my derby ticket. So I had to queue in the rain, get that. Got to the ground pretty optimistic. After the Stamford Bridge win, I'm thinking, you know what, we'll do it again. Who's he going to play? Wondering whether Calvin Phillips was going to play. I was wondering whether Laporte was going to come back in. So there was a few dilemmas there. The team gets announced and, all the big guns were on the bench. You look at that bench against Chelsea yesterday. It was just insane. Probably the strongest bench I've ever seen. It was like, wow. And we look at the pitch. You got Riyad, who's playing well, still there. Bernardo Silva's back in the team. Foden. We've got Alvarez starting. Laporte's back. Akanji. Young Gomez is in. Cancelo. So, Ortega. So, the team, it was not our strongest team, but it was a decent team. You know what I mean? There were players there that needed minutes, especially after the World Cup. There's people coming back from injury in Laporte with his back injury. So, and I'm looking at Chelsea, and Chelsea's team is a mad one. They're the same. But they've got injury problems. Chelsea's got injury problems. If he plays Zakaria and Thiago Silva from the start, Silva from the start, he's going to end up in a big, big world of shit if any of them get injured, because they're on the bare arse now. Pulisic was injured. Sterling's injured. Oba didn't fancy it. So Chelsea were on the bones of their arse. We changed our style of play. As you can see, first half, what a first half. We go in 3-0 up, yeah? We absolutely dominated the ball. Rodri in midfield, powerful. You've got Gomez overlapping, Phil Foden coming into midfield, playing it around. We looked a totally different team. We looked faster on the ball. It wasn't slow build-up. It was really good tempo. It was good to see. We just need to make sure that we can implement that style of play with a big fella up front. Because there's a lot of people talking about Haaland. Does he ruin our play and all that? He doesn't ruin the play. He doesn't. It's just different, and we just got to learn. There's a lot of players when Haaland plays who are quite eager to get their head up early and look for him. Maybe sometimes that's not the best. There's chances where Riyad will get the ball wide right, and all he has to do is look up at it first time. He doesn't. He'll cut back in on his left. These don't help Haaland, who's making them runs. But listen, Haaland's got 21 goals in 15 games, whatever it is. He's not the problem. Trust me, he's not the problem. Pep Guardiola's just got to devise a system that works. We've got Laporte back, different kettle of fish coming out from the back, different play on left foot. We've got him back. We've got Ruben Diaz who's coming back soon. Ruben's a different kettle of fish again. He's a leader. He's a captain material. He's powerful. These are all useful players in different games. Alvarez coming back from the World Cup. You've seen his energy. You know what I mean? But we'll talk about the game. Riyad, free kick, right in front of me in the south stand. Absolute great free kick. And Riyad Mahrez is playing well. He's playing well and he's scoring goals. Riyad's not always been the favourite of a lot of City fans. I think sometimes he's a scapegoat. But you can't lie. The kid scores goals. The kid assists. He scores goals. His numbers are high. He plays well. That free kick was a great free kick, by the way. It was a great free kick. And then the second goal is the penalty. I seen that with my bare eyes right in front of me in the south stand. He might as well have caught it. A lot of the crowd didn't really react to it. A lot of the players didn't react to it. But I was just unsure whether the VAR was active in the game, because I was like, if that's VAR, it's a pen. Anyway, it come up VAR, 100% pen. What worried me was Mahrez wanted to take the pen again. After the Dortmund thing, when I was in Dortmund and he missed that, and he's missed a few, I was a bit unsure. But anyway, he let young Alvarez take it. Kepa tried to put him off, but he stuck to his guns. He put it hard and low. Great to get him on the score sheet. And at the end of the day, we're 2-0 up then. You know what I mean? The third goal was magic. Knocking it about, you know what I mean? It was a proper Pep goal. Everyone's having a touch. We're breaking down that wing, overlapping run. Kyle Walker slots the ball in. Phil Foden, little touch, takes it away from the goalie. 3-0. So you're 3-0 up at half time. The Chelsea fans are having a meltdown above us in the south stand, throwing all sorts of shit down on us. I just want to address that as well. Manchester City, come on. I'm not being funny, but the last 2 cup games we've had, Liverpool and Chelsea, the south stand lower tier has been pelted with spit, coins, piss, cigarette lighters, vapes. I've seen it all coming down on us. Now, not criticising the stewards, but them stewards ain't paid enough to deal with that. They don't want to go. They don't want to know. They're letting them get away with it. It's not on. If you're putting them away fans up there, they need police on the front row. Not 20, 30 police, just one every 20 seats, have a policeman there on the front row. And anyone caught throwing anything, nick them. Because it's a joke. There's a young girl got hit against Liverpool with a pot full of coins. Split her head open, Nothing gets mentioned of it. It's a disgrace. If that's my daughter and that happens to me, I'm fuming, It shouldn't happen to anybody. What's wrong with putting them, if I know you don't want to take the bottom of the south stand up because it's obviously the singing section, but there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way of doing it because it doesn't work. The last 2 games you've had incidents. It doesn't work. So that's me rant about that. But second half, pretty much of a muchness. Chelsea offered nothing. They offered nothing. Brought Zakaria on in the middle. Omari Hutchinson came on. I think they got in our box once. They huffed and puffed. Another penalty. Phil Foden goes through. Koulibaly brings him down. Stupid tackle. I'm just going to put it out there. Koulibaly is poor. He's not the Koulibaly he was at Napoli 2-3 years ago. They lost Rudiger, who's a 10 times better player. For me, Koulibaly offers nothing. He's very, very average. I think there's better players out there. The Chelsea fans were going mad. they were singing Tommy Tuchel. Now, you know my thoughts on Tommy tapping Tuchel, yeah? And if you're singing for him, then you really are in a shit place, because he ain't the best manager in the world. But Potter needs time. I said it with Arteta. He needs time. So it's all right, these Chelsea fans, entitled fans, crying and singing about your European Cups. That's great. That's fantastic that you won that, you know, and you beat us. And I still hate it to this day. But you're 10th in the league, yeah. You've been slapped up off us 3 times already. Things don't look like they're improving. You've got Fulham, your derby on Thursday. Could end up in a whacking. So I'd much rather be in our position, to be honest. But Chelsea were poor. Got to have a special mention to Sergio Gomez. Came in at left back. I thought he did really, really well. There's been a few Blues mentioning to me he looks a bit out of his league. Does Pep trust him enough to play him in the big games? Well, I think he's getting there. You know, it's got to be a massive culture shock coming from Anderlecht, you know, to Manchester City. Playing fullback, we know some of the best in the world have struggled under Pep at fullback. It just doesn't click. But I think he's getting it. It was good to see Cole Palmer. Good to see Cole get a start. I think Cole at the minute is suffering a little bit with confidence. He seems to be getting in good positions. When he should pass, he shoots. When he should shoot, he passes. But Cole Palmer did okay. I think he rattled up Conor Gallagher a few times with a couple of little nutmegs and that. And I think Cole's a good player. He's very young. We've got to realise he's very young. But I think Pep's using them well. You know what I mean? These cup games come in handy for us. We've got such a big squad. We've got some youth players coming in. It's really, really handy. You know what I mean? Anyone that moans at Manchester City's cup draws, I think you've got a bit quiet. You know, Chelsea, Liverpool, you know, Chelsea again, Arsenal next if they beat Oxford. So all that nonsense about we get easy cup draws, well, I don't think you can get much tougher than that, to be honest. But it is what it is. But yeah, the 4th goal went in. It's 4-0. You know what I mean? The City fans are having a party in the South Stand. The Poznan came out again. Love the Poznan. Love it. You know, one step beyond. That come and bit them on the arse again, because they always used to play that when they beat us. So, yeah, it was a good day. Good day. Been a good week. You know, we've got another tough week coming up. We've got Southampton quarter-final on Wednesday night. You know, not going to be easy. Southampton having a bad run in the league. This cup could be a bit of a relief for them. Pressure's off. Cup game. Probably play with a bit more freedom. Pep's just got to manage his team well, because obviously we've got the derby on the Saturday early kickoff. It's not ideal travelling to Southampton, but we've got to get the job done. Be interesting to see if he plays Haaland, De Bruyne, any of them boys in the quarter-final, or does he think the team that beat Chelsea can get the job done? Not sure. But yeah, Southampton away quarter-final to get through to the Carabao semis. I think we'll have a bit of that. We've got to be confident. So yeah, it's a good week. And then we're going on to the derby. I don't really want to talk about the derby at the minute in this review. Don't want to peak too early, start getting it out there. I want to see what happens against Southampton. We'll probably get a derby preview in. I've got a derby preview with Saeed coming up outside Old Trafford, so pray for me. I'm actually not going to the derby. I'm gutted. Some of you may know my mum was poorly, really poorly. We lost a holiday because she was on a life support. And anyway, I've got my holiday rebooked and it was this week. So I missed the derby, but the kids need defrosting in Lanzarote. It's freezing. The Manchester weather's got to them. A bit like what Nolito said. You know, he said his kids were turning grey in Manchester because it's like they live in a cave. Well, my kids are grey, proper grey and proper ice cubes. So they need defrosting. It's my first derby I've missed in 30 years. I've got to find somewhere in Lanzarote to watch it where I'm not going to get in any bother with the local Reds. So if anyone knows a Man City bar in Lanzarote or a Man City supporters club, or if there's any Manchester City fans in Lanzarote who've got a nice villa with a pool and want Big Steve over for a pool party, give me a shout. We'll have it. The Manchester Derby pool party in Lanzarote. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be going to any little dutty gaffs so out the way where I'm going to get filled in. So unless it's a big posh villa, don't hit me up. But any bars, you know, city bars, I'm up for going. Big Steve, watch along in a bar. So yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. Sometimes life's more important and the kids getting defrosted is a bit more important. But I'm going to talk about the derby this week. But listen, that was my little just rant and a bit of a preview about things. You know, it's been a good week. If you beat Chelsea twice in a week, you know, you've done all right and we've done all right. I think people need to relax on the Haaland thing. You know, is he a hindrance? Is he not? He's not. He's world class. Look at the goals he scored. We're doing all right. We just got to keep it going, keep the rhythm going, keep ticking along. And if we can pick up 3 points against United at the Swamp and then Spurs the week after, then we're looking in good shape. We're looking in good shape. You know, Arsenal need to realise that we've won 4 of the last 5 titles. We've been in the last 5 title races. Yeah, we've gone down to the wire. Yeah, we've had the ups, we've had the downs, we've been caught, we've chased, we've done everything it is. And the pressure's not even cranking yet. It's not cranking yet. So if they think they're having a free run to this title, then they're sadly mistaken. And at the end of the day, all I can say is we're coming, innit? We're coming. Don't worry about us, worry about yourself. Because before you know it, we'll be on your ass. At the end of the day, people, we keep on going. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate everyone's comments. Big up all the blues I've seen this week. I've had loads of pictures with people chatting to me and that. I promise you I'm going to do more content. But it's been a fantastic week to be a Man City fan. 2 games out of 2 won. We've got another 2 big games this week. Let's get through to that semi-final. Let's beat them at the Swamp. Up the blues. Come on, City.